Yo, what's good, my fellow deadheads? Your overlord has returned with yet another JJK Phantom Parade video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my little notice for you this morning talking about the fact that we are finally getting an original story back again. Go watch that video. Go leave a like down below that video because the dead man predicted that shit literally the day before they said anything about it. But I'm not a Billy spy. I hate Billy. I don't hate Billy. That's a strong word. I am not a fan of Billy's practices. I will spread as much positivity as I can, but I also will spread the truth. And yeah, truthfully, Billy ain't cooking up as hard as they think they are. But if you guys do like these videos, then you can go ahead and go down below. You can hit the like, you can hit the subscribe, you can hit the notification bell. You can also get notified every single time the dead man awakens his 6 eyes and decides to hit the infinite glide. Ooh, you thought I forgot. And you can comment down below and let me know what you want to know before I let that hollow purple go. But today we are here to talk about the fact of what could they be bringing back to the game with the original story, or what does the original story coming back to the game necessarily mean? Like, what is everything that we should be seeing added back into the original story, or because the original story is coming? Now, first and foremost, what do we need to cover first thing on any video like this? The free-to-play stuff. Obviously, with new original story, we are going to be getting new original story chapters. We are also going to be getting new EX stages. We are also going to be getting more cubes. These are all things that we already know because that is just how story mode works. Story mode is a very, whereas other games, right? I feel like look at Dokkan, the story mode is not as integral. You look at Grand Cross, like, it felt like they tried to, I feel like when Grand Cross started, they tried to sync up the characters that were releasing around the current point in the story, and now it's because Grand Cross is shot to a point where they're on Four Nights of the Apocalypse and they're not even on the Grand Cross story anymore. But now literally the anniversaries and the celebrations and all that aren't even linked to the story mode anymore because the story mode is officially Four Nights of the Apocalypse. We're already in Percival's tavern or campsite, whatever you want to say, right? We are no longer in Meliodas' tavern walking around on the back of the pig. An era is over and a new era has started. So we are officially at the Four Nights of Apocalypse thing. I can't say that Four Nights of the Apocalypse has 100% taken over the game just yet though, because we still do get celebrations that are Seven Deadly Sins characters nonetheless. Now, I'm not saying I hate the fact that we still get Seven Deadly Sins characters because they've pretty much just opened an entirely new avenue of doing dual units. So they could literally do not a lot more characters because they have what? They already have Liz and Meliodas. They already have King and Deanne. What else do they have? They have Zeldris and Gelda, Elaine and Bon, maybe an Escanor Merlin. Ooh, you know what'd be kind of cool? Maybe like an Escanor and Mael kind of card, even though they occupy the same power. That maybe wouldn't work, but like when how Escanor was trying to defend those younger Magic Knights, and then Mael came up and like helped them and then gave him back the power to go fight the Demon King, right? It could be some sort of mechanic where like the skills are, ooh, switch units, swap units, kind of like Dokkan is doing right now, right? Grand Cross still has the opportunity to do like units that completely just swap from each other, and I could already see it where like one unit enters into battle, but then when you swap, the other unit like has an animation that is just like natural to those two. So for instance, like if it's like Meliodas and Elizabeth, right? Say you start off the fight with Elizabeth and Elizabeth is doing her thing, and then like literally you see Meliodas like grab her shoulder and he's like sate or some shit like that, and then she's like Meliodas, she like gives him a hug, and then she like gets behind him, and then he takes over in the fight, right? So they can still do like swap units like that, which I think would be way cooler in Grand Cross as opposed to Dokkan, because the swap in Dokkan does not emit an animation. Once you swap, you just switch between the character, right? But in Grand Cross, it could be, okay, when you switch, you have to do an animation to switch to the other character. So it could be just a little extra cool thing, an extra little cool animation, because sometimes it's not the gameplay that gets people hyped out, it is the animations as well. What's so fun about summoning and getting shafted? The summon animations, right? So animations definitely do play a very big part in obviously getting the character, but summon animations also are nice because there are some animations that guarantee SSR characters, which kind of like help you get your hopes up. It's all slots at the end of the day, but like, you know, the ones that have the SSR animation, you know you're gonna get an SSR, and the ones that have the guaranteed animation, you know you're gonna get the specific SSR. Like when I was summoning for Assault Meliodas the other day, yeah, and I got the ultimate, the one Escanor animation, and got my Meliodas. So at that point I was like, yo, GG, we are locked in, brother. You see me grinning ear to ear. I was happy about that Meliodas, boy. But yes, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the JJK's story. The whole point that I was trying to make, guys, JJK's story is, I think, a little more important, a little more impactful. Like, if you look at Grand Cross's story mode, it has been the same thing forever. New missions come out, you go in, you fight enemies, you have to do the little, like, it changed in the sense that the first 6 chapters you had to do a bunch of extra stuff to get the completion for the chapter, but then once you're past that point and it's just story driven content in the story mode, then yes, all you have to do is complete the chapter, you get your 30 diamonds, you keep moving, right? Very simple. It's been that way for a very long time. It's the same way in Dokkan. Honestly, Dokkan is even simpler. You literally just hop into a story mode mission. Even if you haven't beaten that mission yet in the actual story mode, you can auto battle it upon initial greeting, because that is how infinitesimally useless Dokkan story mode is. They literally don't even care if you beat the stage first or not. You can literally just straight up go and auto it upon initial, you know. In JJK, you can auto anything in the game too upon initial attempt. That's why it's not crazy that you can auto battle the story in this. The reason why it's crazy you can auto battle the story automatically in Dokkan is because every other game mode in the game you have to beat at least once all the way through so that you can auto battle it, right? So quite literally, that's just going to show that they don't care about story mode. It's just a free game mode. It's just free dragon stones whenever they do add new chapters. It's free link level stages, blah blah blah. JJK Phantom Parade is not like that. Every story chapter that comes out has so much extra thought put into it, because not only do we get a story chapter, we are also getting EX fights to relive the moments in the story chapters, which give us extra rewards on top. They've even gone as far as to change the story mode from a regular story mode of just, okay, we do this, we read this, we do this, we read this, you know, the books and the fights, right? They've gone from that even to a Shibuya Incident-esque story mode. And even though it is the same thing, basically, where we're going into fights and then we're reading some books and this, like, whatever, right? At least they took the effort to change the setting and actually make it feel like you're in the Shibuya incident, you know? Like, before, all the backgrounds were just like whatever, you know? It was like a forest, it was like it was just random backgrounds, right? And they were backgrounds from the story, but like, you can tell they really put a lot of detail into this, man. Like, look bro, we're in Shibuya right now and it's really cool. We got the little time frames and everything, and what's crazy is watching it, well, reading it, honestly, it felt like the Shibuya incident took days. It was a night, right? Watching it put it into perspective for you even more how quickly everything happened, right? But even though we were watching it, we still had to wait week to week for episodes, so it still felt like a very long time. The game is the first, like, format, or not really the first format, because we are still getting it in bits and pieces, yes, but the game is actually giving us the times on all of these things happening. So this is like probably the clearest depiction of how long the Shibuya incident actually freaking took, which I hadn't even been paying attention to the times. But let's see if we go all the way back to the start of the Shibuya incident. So this is right before the Shibuya incident. Right now we are on 2031, right? So I'm pretty sure we're already in that 2031 was the start of it. So you can see it's only been an hour so far, but the Shibuya incident is such an eventful thing that you just can't tell that, like, it's like so much is happening. It feels like an eternity is going on. You're like, bro, it just feels like everybody needs everybody, right? Like, okay, when Mahito touches Nobara's fucking face and her eyeball pops out, you know, like, it's just like, damn, she really needs a medic right now. There's no medic there, and it's just like, it takes a long time for somebody to get to her body. So then you feel like, damn, she was sitting there for ages, whatever, right? Okay, cool. Nanami is literally walking around skulking. Okay, Nanami finds Ichichi stabbed in his back, starts going around looking for the dude who did it and looking for somebody to heal Ichichi, then finds the guy who did it. But it's like the way that they're positioning all of the situations during the Shibuya incident, it feels like all of these things are just like, it's weird. They're cycling through them and they're all happening at the same time, but they're so intense of a moment, you're stuck in that moment. And then you move to the next moment and you're like, wow, I'm still dealing with that, what I just looked at, and I have to deal with this now. And it feels like an eternity of enslavement. It feels like you're just a slave to everybody dying in the Shibuya incident. That's what it feels like. You are a slave to bad times and there is no hope. There is no getting out. That is what the Shibuya incident feels like. But I think it is cool that they did put a time on it and let us know that actually it's been, this is minutes, this is hours. Okay, cool. It's been an hour and some change. I'll just say there's no way it's been 2 minutes and all this happened in 2 freaking minutes. But yeah, no, even still, all this happened. Well, actually, it was 2031. So this is an hour and a half, bro. An hour and a half in, we're still not even at Chozo yet. But like, I thought everything in the Shibuya incident actually happened in a span of like 30 minutes, and I was extra extrapolating it. It looks like it happened over a span of like 3 hours maybe. But still, man, just an absolute freaking mess. But it's really cool that they added this feature in and actually showed us the time windows. I don't know if anybody else has spoken on that or talked about that or even shown their appreciation for it, but like, I appreciate it. We're in Shibuya. We got our times. We're in the different zones and everything. We can even see how far apart everybody was, like, geographically. you know, when all these different things were happening to all of these people, even though they're all on the same train station. I'll say a big city. I mean, Japan is a small nation in general, so like it's not a big city. I think it's a highly filled city, highly populated city. That's what it is. And just the extra intensity of the fact that it's Halloween and people are just in Shibuya, you know, chilling and shit. But I would digress from this point. Very good that they are actually changing the story mode around. So guys, I don't actually have it in my game anymore because the moment that it came out into my game, I purchased it immediately. I already knew that I wanted it. But guys, there is actually a main story quest pass, Vicarious Experience 1, and then main story quest pass Fukuoka Branch Campus Arc. These two things were introduced into the game once the two story modes were split up from the regular actual story mode and the original story mode. Man, again, chat, I'm so sorry. Y'all gotta go down below, leave a like, bro. I'm so happy that I was right about an original story coming back, because not even to say that I told you so, like literally this just guarantees more content for us, man. This guarantees more story for us because they do need to slow down on the original story, because I'm pretty sure, I feel like they can't do manga stuff. Most of the gacha games that I'm looking at just can't do manga stuff. I don't think that I've played any gacha games myself that is going into manga stuff. Even Solo Leveling Arise made an original story in the game for up to where the story was not even like made yet, and then literally I think they changed it and actually made the actual story, like put the actual story mode back in there, right? Am I gonna try Solo Leveling Arise again? God, who knows? Please stop me, chat. Please comment down below. SLA sucks. But if you do want to see some Solo Leveling content, go down below and type in SLA wins. I don't know. But yes, we're gonna get another one of these more than likely, because we've already gotten a few chapters past what this gave us rewards for, and we're in the Shibuya incident. So like this time it wouldn't even be called the main story quest pass. Probably it'd be called the Shibuya Incident Vicarious Experience Pass, or it could be the main story quest pass too, whatever they want to call it, right? But I feel like they do like to throw in your face a lot that we are in the Shibuya incident, because like the Shibuya incident is like, each arc in JJK really is a treat. Not a treat as in is good for the people in the story, but like I can't front, each arc really feel like it's like all, obviously it's all one story, you know what I'm saying? It all interconnects, but it's like when you're on that arc, you can tell that GG is focusing that arc for right now, and he is not like, he's setting up for the next arc, yes, but like he's not rushing this arc just in anticipation of the next arc. He is putting his full focus on this arc, and then after the arc has broken our hearts, destroyed our souls, destroyed our spirits, then that boy is locking into the next arc. He has situational lock-in. He's like, all right, let me lock in on this, fuck your heart up. All right, next chapter, let me lock in on this, fuck your soul up. All right, next chapter, let me lock in on this. They ain't never gonna be free. That's GG in the studio for real, bro. So I definitely believe we're going to be seeing a Vicarious Experience 2 past here. And honestly, like I said, Billy cannot have my fucking money anymore. So it looks like the Dead Man is going to be getting the free-to-play option on this. But then I'm guessing that they're also going to add a main story quest pass, Fukuoka Branch Campus Arc 2. And this one right here, this says Vicarious Experience 1 on it, which implies that they already plan to do a part 2 for it. So they planned to update this at some point, because while they even do a part 1 for this right here, cool. This one right here, they maybe did not plan to bring back original story, but now that so many extra things are in the works, like, okay, now the global version is here. Because remember, originally they weren't even trying to do the global version, right? So now the global version's here. We got the global version, we got the JP version. They're almost caught up to each other. We got, you know, the storyline's about to be pretty much congruent, parallel. And honestly, we can't even shoot too much harder in the story right now, because probably by the time the second anniversary is going on is when we're going to be finishing up the Shibuya incident or something like that, right? After that, what are we doing until the Colon games start? Original story, I guess it is, chat. And honestly, the thing that really mainly gave me this idea was Ragnarok and Seven Deadly Sins. As much as I don't like it, I do have to admit, it has given the game more longevity, and because the Ragnarok characters are mainly focused around demonic beast battle, they have actually worked out a successful way to even make those characters hype, even though nobody would naturally care about those characters. So GG's to Netmarble, they did their thing and figured it out. And honestly, I'm gonna need Billy or Zoomzap to figure out the same thing here. And honestly, can we get another like parent company who knows what they're doing to like kind of like take over, man? I'm just trying to figure out. Whoever, I'm still salty about that, you know. We might be syncing, and then we're not actually syncing after months of people spending and you spamming banners. I don't like that. So definitely, man, it's not as glaring of an issue, I guess, because they never did say sync. They never did say that. But I feel like they know what they're doing with their positioning of their words, even still. But we're gonna go off of that point. This is not this kind of video. But yes, we should see more story passes from this right here. The rewards should be pretty good. I'm pretty sure when I got these rewards, I mean, if you pay for them, I'm pretty sure you get like 2 multis out of these 2, or maybe 1 multi. I don't even remember, bro. It's such a long time ago. But like, you get quite a bit of cubes from these if you pay for them. If you don't pay for them, you still get a decent amount of solid rewards. And honestly, at the point that they're adding this stuff back in, because think, if they just start up the new Fukuoka branch story, there's no way they can add an entire main story quest pass for the Fukuoka branch part. They gotta actually get through the entire Fukuoka branch part. So here's how I predict they do this thing that I'm talking about specifically. This remains the same. We get the Fukuoka branch arc. We get all the way up to the 2nd anniversary. We get, because did it say when the original story was coming back? We don't have any information on the original story coming back until August 31st. But the next month is my birthday, and honestly, just because I was born in September, many exceptional, incredible, amazing things are going to happen on the planet because of that, guys. It is just a month of greatness. I know some of the greatest people in this lifetime were born in September, but I will leave it at that, right? So we should be seeing a lot of good things in September. Not only should we be seeing some information about original story coming back, maybe original story comes back in September. Also, the last roadmap led up to September. Shouldn't we be seeing new domain investigation in September? And should we not be seeing, when is the potential system 2nd layer coming in? I'm going to make a video about that, giving my speculations on how that will look. But when is the 2nd layer potential coming in? When is the new domain investigation coming in? When is the next round of story rerun events coming in? And when are they going to finally change up map event reruns? Who knows? But yes, after we get done with the Fukuoka branch next part, I don't know that they're going to end it again and then decide to bring it back again when they realize that you can't actually keep going without the original story. But they're probably just going to end the next part and then be like, all right, we're going to chill and leave this on hiatus right now. All right, 2. We finished up the main story too because we were pushing to get to the end of the Shibuya incident, or close to the end of the Shibuya incident by the 2nd anniversary. All right, boom. Now is ample time to drop the Vicarious Experience Pack 2 and the Fukuoka Branch Pack Part 2. After both stories have had enough time to get extra footing under them, right? To get extra chapters under them so that there's actually enough rewards to justify adding in another pass like this. Okay, what is the next thing that we could possibly see from the story? Okay, guys, so the next thing that we can see added into the game, I've been doing a lot of Googling today just because I have not been 100% sure. So I thought that there were a bunch of different curses that were a result of the original story in JJK. What I failed to realize is that there's just one curse, and he's pretty much not really like Mahito. He's like Mahito in the sense how Mahito can do those soul polyisomers, where he can make those like creatures out of multiple souls, and they're really strong. Rosetsu can essentially create, oh my god, is Rosetsu Lucius from fucking Black Clover? Man can instill techniques. Bro can touch you and instill curse techniques. Bro's Rogue from X-Men. He can touch you and instill your curse technique. Then afterwards, he can create a vessel. He's Mahito. Then he can bestow the powers that he stole onto that vessel. He's all for one? He's Lucius? What the fuck is Rosetsu? Bro, I skipped the story mode, so I did not know anything about this man. But Rosetsu is an absolute demon. So the next thing that I think we really could see is like, yo, we really could get Rosetsu added to the shop. He is a curse from the original story. There is no extra bars on him. I mean, literally the in-house studio for this game had to make this character. He would literally fit in with the rest of the curses in this Phantom Metal shop as well, because we already have all the colors, so they can literally make him any color that they feel like, any color of their choice. But secondly, he also has a domain called Kakpois, which Kakpois. This sounded weird. Kakpois? Ryoiki Tenkai. Kakpois. I have no idea how you would say that in Japanese context, or I do know how you say it in Japanese, but like, basically his domain allows him to recreate techniques within his bounds without needing the usual requirements. So bruh is absolutely busted. And I can also tell you that this man is definitely inspired off of a character's domain in the manga. I am not going to say. If you do know which character I am talking about, do not put their name in the comments. We do not need to spoil for anybody, but that is just interesting. Rosetsu's domain is actually insane. His technique is actually crazy as shit. Curse technique replication is what it's called. But yes, he would fit into the Phantom Metal shop. He literally already has a domain expansion, and we literally have fought him time and time and time again. So quite literally, they already have a skill set for this man in the game. All they have to do is add effects for it. And again, I think it would be really cool if we saw some game original curses. We already got 2 game original characters. But speaking of game original characters, I do want to make my last point. These are the only Yukis and Rindos that we have in the game right now, right? This Yuki, great. Honestly, all the Yukis are exceptional. Only this Saki is exceptional. These 2 are whatever, right? So even if Yuki, I mean, I can't front you. You give Saki a new character, you got to give Yuki a new character too, bro. They're both originals. Like, don't play favorites. Just give them both new characters, bro. Give them new characters, give them new colors. So new Saki could be blue DPS, and then no, red doesn't need any more support. Make this man make him a blue support maybe, and then make her a red DPS or something like that. But like, I just want to see another Saki. I want to see another Yuki. And not only that, they also have a principal whose name is Kinsuke Nagino. And I thought that Kinsuke was evil. I actually thought Kinsuke was working with the curses, because I skipped the story mode, and sometimes you just see like one little picture, one little frame, and you're like, oh, okay, this bro is evil or whatnot, right? And plus I feel like I saw like something in the story mode where like Rindo was like crashing out, and I thought she was crashing out because she figured out her teacher was evil or some shit. Or I feel like I saw a visual that looked like that or something. But incorrect. It turns out that he has a morally ambiguous past, but he is not necessarily evil. Now, new characters are always exciting, yes, but one aspect that nobody is thinking of is voice actors are really exciting as well. Y'all remember that time that we got that in Dokkan? It was November of, maybe not last year, because I think last year they already got rid of superheroes, but the last time they had Dragon Ball Superheroes, right? The collab. Y'all remember that time that they released Hearts and the internet absolutely lost their mind because Dio's voice actor was finally in Dragon Ball Z, or like finally in the game? They're like, yo, Dio, right? And I'm just like, bro, that man has an active skill that you do like once in a fight, and like, bro, once you do it once in that fight, unless you lose that fight quickly and you do it again, you're not seeing that shit again for like another 5 minutes or something like that. Yet, just because they knew there was a voice line from Dio's voice actor in the game, everybody just went mental, right? So that is another aspect that I would like to add. These guys have pretty solid voice actors, or I've looked up some of the voices that their voice actors have voiced for. I'm just gonna list off a few names for each one of them. But literally, these voice actors, they are seasoned enough, right? I feel like and obviously JJK's voice actors are seasoned as well, but when greatness is in the room, bro, greatness is in the room. We went to go play soccer yesterday, I invited this dude who I met months ago, but he finally made it out to come play soccer with us. When he came to play soccer with us, it turned out bro was a fucking demon, a fucking soccer like bro was going to play soccer again right after we finished soccer. He plays on an indoor team just every week. So I was just like, yo, you're an absolute menace. But quite literally, just him being there amped up the intensity 1,000,000,000%, because the best guy who is out there already, and he's really good, like they're doing 1v1s and my man is getting shut down, getting fainted, all this stuff, and he's just like, oh hell nah, and he's like gassing up, right? Then my other homie starts gassing up. I even gas up a little bit. This elusive motherfucker, I even had a little series where I swiped the ball away from him. I got the ball from him. I took a shot. We're playing World Cup. I'm not going to explain that, but still, literally, greatness in the room improves the quality of the room by tenfold. So if you have other really great voice actors join your game, it's just gonna be like, you know what kind of company you're in. You're gonna bring your A game because you don't want to pale in comparison to anybody else. You know the greatness that somebody else holds, and you're like, let me show my greatness as well, right? Not to say that Yuji, Nobara, Megami, Mei's voice actors, none of them are notable. Obviously they are, but the more notable people who are there, the better, because that just makes everybody go harder because they all realize what level they're all at, right? And if somebody feels like they're not on that level, they're instantly gonna realize, like, to swim in these waters with these big fish, I need to get on this level. So voice actors is another aspect that people aren't thinking about. I'm just gonna list off some of the voice actors for each one of these characters, and man, y'all are gonna be really happy to hear about Kinsuke Nagino's voice actor. But Sakirendo's voice actor is actually the voice actor for the captain from the Zero Squad and Bleach, who is in charge of making all of the Soul Reaper's clothing. So this is Sakirendo's voice actor right here, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not saying I'm not saying that the voice actor is going to change the entire state of the game, but like, damn, we hear the characters talk a lot more in JJK Phantom Parade. Quite literally, every turn they take, they say something in response to the enemies, right? It's in response to how much health they have, right? So it's like the voice actors definitely do play a very big part of your experience as well, especially in a game where the voice actors talk a lot more than other games, right? And not in Dokkan, where the only time a voice actor talks is on a active skill or an entrance animation or like a standby, right? No, we right here, we literally hear these characters talk every single turn. Not only was she this character from Bleach, she is also the snake teacher from Blue Exorcist, who has the snake blade. I have not watched Blue Exorcist in a very long time, but his character is really cool. And honestly, her and Saki's vibes match. They both just look like fucking delinquents. They both wear what they want. They both seem to be free women. They both seem to be, you know, just kind of like aggressive in nature. I think they're both just like kind of like delinquent type of shawties. And if I remember correctly, I really enjoyed this character here. So I know her voice actor is very good as well. And then also, y'all know I had to throw this one in here. She is also Hayato from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Anybody who voiced in JoJo's, like, I'm already giving you the pass, because like Hayato was a cracked character. Without Hayato, these motherfuckers would have been stuck in an infinite Groundhog Day loop forever, bro. So like Saki Dendo's voice actor has done some notable roles. Very good voice actor. Who does Yuki voice act? He doesn't really have as many crazy voice actors, but he still does have a few notable ones. Not for shows that I would watch necessarily. Yuki's voice actor he's in a lot more newer stuff. Like he's in that show Windbreaker that nobody's watching. He's also in Togen Anki, which Togen Anki's not bad. The main character is just so stupid. It's just not really a fun experience for me right now. Like when I read Togen Anki, it was an enjoyable experience. But now that I'm hearing the main character talk out loud, I'm like, yo, you really are really fucking stupid. Like you are not bright. And because he's that stupid, I have not gone back to watch past episode 2 at all. The fights are cool. The power system is cool. The whole history of, you know, Momotaro and Oni is cool too. But this man Yuki voice acts the dude who has stitches all over his body and has a face mask. But the real heavy hitter, who's not right here, is actually the principal himself. The principal is actually one of the most legendary voice actors. Now this man's name is Rikiya Koyama. I want you to understand that this man is an absolute menace. Not only is bro Stark from Bleach, bro is also Captain Yamato from Naruto, bro is Death from Soul Eater, bro is also Gon's dad from Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, crazy, right? Who else? Bro also happens to be from Parasite. I have not watched Parasite, but I know Parasite's super popular and I need to watch Parasite. But I know people like Parasite a lot. But yes, he's from Parasite. I think this man is the captain from Blood Blockade Battlefront. Like, this man is Sea King. Bro is Sea King from freaking One Punch Man. He's Kairos from One Piece. Like, bro, you hear how many heavy hitter names I'm saying? And these aren't even like characters that you don't know. It's not like I'm saying popular shows and then saying some background side character you don't know. I'm saying some of the most hyped characters in the show. Bro, in Black Clover, this man is Dante Zogratis. Like, dog, this voice actor is an absolute goon. Bro is also in Undead Unluck, and he's also in Four Nights the Apocalypse. Bro is literally Pelgard. Bro, this man is going crazy. Bro is still expanding his freaking repertoire right now, and he's already goated for his past. Bro, get these voice actors in the game, bro. I can't front of you. I want to see these characters, the main characters, just for their voice actors. I don't even know Rosetsu's voice actor, but get Rosetsu in the game just for his technique. Like, there's so much original story stuff or game original content that they need to be putting into the game that why is it not in the game yet? Why is the principal not a character? What is the principal's technique, by the way? But also, the principal was constructing a plan to try and kill Gojo. I read that somewhere too. He was trying to construct a plan to kill Gojo at some point. Part of his morally ambiguous past. But I'm just like, these characters are, they have depth, or they don't really have that much depth, but these characters can be given more depth, you know, the way that they look. Already alone, like Kaito looks like an ore farmer, you know. Saki looks like a delinquent shawty. Saki reminds me of the main girl from the show Rokudo Bad Girls. I'm not even gonna explain that show, but literally the principal doesn't really give me the look of anybody, but when I see who his voice actors are, I can already tell you the type of guy he is. He's fucking cold. He's just cold. You're Stark. You're Dante. You're Yamato? I don't know, man. They're sitting on gold with this original story stuff, man. They're going to be adding a lot of good stuff into the game, but guys, anything else that you can think of that they're going to be adding into the game, and let me know who's your favorite voice actor of all time, or honestly, who's your favorite anime characters of all time, because then I could probably guess who your favorite voice actors are. But if you guys did enjoy that video, you can go down below and you can leave a like on the video, you can hit subscribe, and you get the notification bell so you can get notified every single time the dead man hits that Jujutsu Hanten Infinity and decides to hit the Infinite Glide. And you guys can go comment down below and let me know what you want to know before I hit you with that hollow purple low. I don't know, but the dead man does love you guys. Get ready for new original story coming back, and yeah, enjoy your grind, man.